Hey, Pete, any lineup changes?
Yeah, we've got a couple things going. Miro's going to skate this morning, and then we'll see how it goes. I anticipate he'll play tonight if that goes well.
You've mentioned before that kind of everything's on the table when Miro does return.
Yeah.
Would going with 7 defensemen still be one of those options?
That's still an option, yeah.
Sticking with defensemen, when you guys acquired Cody Ceci at the deadline, did you foresee him having this big of a role on your team in this time of the year?
I think, it's turned into a huge acquisition for us. I know Jim and I both had a lot of time for him and his role in Edmonton last year in the playoff run and what he did there. I don't think you ever anticipate, I think if we had, where we anticipated slotting him in with a healthy team isn't what's happened, but he has had that ability to elevate and play as a top 2 guy in a top pairing, and we wouldn't be playing still today, without that contribution from him. So, it's been a game-changing acquisition for us. I don't know where we'd be without him.
Just to frame tonight's game again, how important is it to have the ability to make this a 3-1 thing as opposed to 2-2? I mean, you guys talk about just the opportunity that's here.
Yeah, big opportunity. We've got to go out and execute. They're going to play well. If it doesn't happen, it's 2-2, and we'll come up with a plan to win Game 5.
How often, Pete, do you go with 7 and 11? And obviously you're going to get Miro in if he's ready to play, but how difficult is the prospect of taking out one of the guys who's helped you get here?
Well, those decisions are always difficult because you're taking out players that have not only helped us all season, but have made some big contributions so far in the playoffs. The 11-7 thing's no big deal. It gives Mikko Rantanen some more ice time, so that's an easy one. But yeah, the scratch decisions are tough, but our group understands.
So how did the pregame circle of trust start, and what does it mean to you when you guys all slide in together there? It just seems, as we watch from above, it's very important.
Started with Deli and Mush and I, and then lost Del, obviously, so we wanted to keep it going in his honor and just, try to fire each other up. And a lot of weird guys do weird stuff, so that's part of it.
When Mush slides in like that, was that something that's just Mush and he just came up with it on
Mush,
his own?
Yeah. He's a weirdo, so he does stuff like that.
Does it make you smile? I'm like,
For
a
sure,
little tension before a game. It's
sure.
nice to kind of be fun.
Yeah, just keep it light, fire each other up, say some words, and then go battle.
Any important conversations then, or just complete nonsense?
Mainly nonsense, but just, trying to get each other going, and try to tell each other, be a difference maker, and yeah, that's about it.
Those are the hard questions for me.
For sure.
You can ask about hockey if you want.
You already asked the obvious.
No, I'm waiting on that.
Kind of nice to have Miro Heiskanen back if he comes back.
Yeah.
Understatement.
Understatement of the year. Best defenseman in the NHL in my opinion, and he's been, whenever you can insert a guy like that, it's obviously a huge boost. So just as a goalie especially, just happy to have him back. The guys that have filled in for him have done an unreal job getting us to this point and stuff. So just the fact that you can play that well and then add a guy like that is pretty great.
In terms of you as a goalie, if he is on the ice, do you play the puck any differently? He's pretty special when he has the puck. Do you play it more simply, I guess, in terms of putting it somewhere for him?
Yeah, I could shoot it at him, at his head, and he would grab it and still break it out. So he makes my life a lot easier, and he does so many good things and so many little things that people don't realize, I think. So he's just, he's our best player. So when you can get your best player back, it's huge.
What is the interesting balance that he has? Third overall pick, so you're thinking, he's going to be a big skater, big offensive guy, but seems like he's better defensively even than with his offensive skills.
Yeah, I think he just, he takes a lot of pride in taking care of his own net. And I mean, you see the guys that they have 100 points as a D-man, but they give up a lot too. So he's the opposite of that. He plays super well defensively first, and then he lets his talent and skill take over when the time's right, which I think is what makes him such a good all-around player. And you need guys like that to win. And obviously right now points don't matter. It's just about wins, and he's the guy that you want on your blue line when you need that.
Here's one from me. Do you hear what's going on in the arena? Do you understand when crowds are chanting at you, either on the road or at home?
Yeah, I mean,
you have to.
you don't have AirPods in there, so just, I mean, it's great. It's what you expect on the road, and it's fun when you're at home, so that's what makes playing in the playoffs so fun. The fans get into it extra, and, that's what, as a player, that's what you want. Just gives you that extra juice to step up, and, it's been 2 great buildings this series.
Do you know the history of Eddie's better?
No.
He went up against Patrick Waugh, and so that back in 98, 99, the entire arena was going, Eddie's better. And it's interesting that it came back, and it's for them, I think, the fans, it's really cool to be doing it 25 years later.
Yeah, it's cool. Hopefully, I think Eddie got the best of Patty in that.
He did.
So
I think it was one of the highlights of his career to hear that.
Yeah, so we'll see if it works again. Yeah, I met him at the All-Star game briefly, and then obviously was with him for 2 weeks at the Four Nations. So fun to get to know him. He's a great guy, and I learned a lot from him. He's unreal goalie. Obviously, he's been the best goalie in the league for the last feels like a long time. So he's about to win his 3rd Vezina. So fun to get to learn from him, and it's been fun to play against him so far.
Every goalie faces pressure, and every goalie tries to look after their own stuff first. But are you surprised at all about his struggles in the playoffs?
I mean, I think it's just goaltending. I think you're going to go through ebbs and flows, and I've gone through the same stuff. So he's a world-class goalie that gives them a chance to win every night, and we're not getting any easy ones on him. So he's done his job so far, and I think in the playoffs it's all about how you respond. So I'm expecting he's probably gonna be his Vezina caliber self tonight, and it's not me versus him out there though, so it doesn't really matter. I just got to focus on myself.
It's huge, and obviously one of the top defensemen in the league. Coming back from injury is never easy, but he's been working hard. He's been working hard when we've been playing, and he's ready to go. So hopefully he's back for us soon.
You've played against him a lot. What is it that makes him so good? Pete always says he's a very good defensive defenseman. As much as we want to say, he's a 3rd overall pick, he's whatever, but he said it starts with his defense.
Yeah, it's two-way with him. I mean, he's obviously very gifted offensively, but he doesn't cheat the game, and he's just a very smart player. So he's always been hard to play against, and I'm excited to finally get a chance to play with him.
Pete said that 11-7 could be an option for you guys. What is that like when I don't know if you've played in that since you've been here, but what is that like, and how does that help you guys?
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to play it a couple times before on other teams. It's a little more difficult as far as pairings go, and some of the forward lines kind of get mixed up a little bit, but our team's veteran enough that we've all kind of dealt with it before, and it's a great way to integrate a guy back into the lineup.
Speaking of pairings, you and Essa have been really good together the last couple of weeks, last handful of games, especially on the penalty kill. What's it like being back there with him? Everybody loves talking about how great he is on the penalty kill, but you've just slid right into this form with Naz and just been great.
Yeah, he's a guy that makes the game easy to play if you're playing with him. He's just very smart, always in the right position, and just very efficient out there. So I learned a lot from him, and learned a lot on the penalty kill. I mean, it was different, a little different system, so it took a little bit of time to get used to. But now he seems to be using me a little more on it, and using us together as a pairing on it.
What is it about Naz's system? Is there really one thing to pinpoint about just how efficient it is? Y'all faced 2 of the best power plays in the league the first 2 rounds here. It's been great.
Yeah, I think just his attention to detail in the meetings. He doesn't throw everything at you. He just throws the little things that they like to do, and it just helps us focus on that. And then obviously having Otter back there too helps penalty kill a lot too. I mean, he ends up taking a guy pretty much. So he's been great for us throughout the series.
You've had 2 opportunities to kind of put your neck on the other team. Colorado came back in Game 4, I think. Winnipeg in Game 1. Is there something about tonight's game with the 2-1 lead that you've learned from those situations?
Yeah, I mean the other team's going to be desperate,
Yeah,
and it's hard to match that desperation when your season's on the line. So that's something that we're going to have to do. I mean, it's a great opportunity for us to take a big step in the series, and we're going to focus on that. But we know they're going to be desperate, so we're going to have to bring it.